Look, let's face it, the phones in the 15 to 16K price segment in India are underwhelming to say the least. I mean, some don't have ultra-wide-angle cameras, some come with 4 GB RAM, some have teardrop notches, some don't have stereo speakers, some don't have a charger. There are so many compromises. And that's where this comes in. This is the new Moto G54 5G, and let me make it clear that this is not the most perfect phone, but this is probably the best all-round smartphone at 15K. Look, let's start with the pricing. The G54 has launched at rupees 15,999 in India, but you can get this for less than 15K with bank discounts or exchange offers. And that is great, but what's interesting is that the base variant here comes with 8 GB RAM and 128 GB storage. There's no compromised 4 GB variant, but that's not all. There's another variant at 18,999 that comes with 12 freaking gigs of RAM and 256 GB storage, and at 17,499 with offers, this is impressive. This makes it the segment's first 12 256 GB 5G phone. But you know what? There's so much more to this phone. First of all, this is a phone that looks pretty good. There's a 3D PMMA acrylic glass finish on the back, and I especially like it in this blue shade we have because it just looks really good. I mean, it's matte, it's not a fingerprint magnet, and there's a slight curve to it which makes holding this phone and even gripping it way better. Plus, what's actually awesome is that this phone packs in a massive 6,000 mAh battery. Now, this is awesome because just look at this phone. It's only 8.89mm thick and this weighs in 192 grams. For a phone with a big battery, this design is very handy, and as for charging, this comes with a 33-watt charger in the box. I also like that the front has a punch-hole camera, no weird and outdated teardrop notch, and there is a chin at the bottom, but at this price, it's not a big deal if you ask me. As for the display, it's a 6.5-inch IPS LCD panel. Now, I know no OLED, but at this price, this is a great screen. It's responsive, looks very good when watching movies and shows, it's bright enough to use outdoors, and it is adaptive 120Hz, which makes it very smooth to use. Honestly, I'm okay with the screen because this phone packs in everything. This has stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. This has the fingerprint scanner in the power button. This has the headphone jack, the IP52 rating. So like I said, everything. And that's all. The G54 is also one of the most powerful phones in this price range. This has LPDDR4X RAM, UFS 2.2 storage, but more importantly, there's the new Dimensity 7020 chipset, which is a rebranded version of the MediaTek Dimensity 930. But that's a good thing because if you look at the benchmarks, the G54 does really well. It beats the likes of 4 Gen 1, Dimensity 6100 easily, and it's not just benchmarks. The phone is very snappy to use. I mean, there's no lag when scrolling or going through day-to-day tasks. It's fast enough. Gaming is good too. Asphalt runs without any problems at all. And as for BGMI, there are a few minor stutters, but overall, it's a very good experience. When it comes to software, the Moto G54 comes with Android 13 on board, and this will go to Android 14, and this will get 3 years of security updates. But what's actually good is that this has near stock Android experience in typical Motorola fashion. I mean, software is also mostly clean. I mean, I did notice a couple of games pre-installed, and there's also Facebook and LinkedIn, but that's it. And all of these can be uninstalled. It also has the Moto Hub by Swish with its widget, and if you go into the app, it does have a few ads, but this can be uninstalled too. Anyway, as for features, it has all the Moto apps here, be it Moto Secure, Family Space, Moto Gestures, and it even has features like Moto Spatial Sound. Motorola also hasn't compromised on the cameras, a 50-megapixel main camera with OIS, which is very good in this price range, and unlike a lot of phones, again, in this price range, this has an 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera that, by the way, also works for depth and macro shots, and there's no useless 2-megapixel sensors. Now, when it comes to photos and videos, it does a decent job. I mean, daytime photos are sharp and have good details. In low light too, photos are good and bright with the night vision mode, probably due to quad pixel and OIS. Now, there is some saturation in some photos, but overall it looks good so far. Videos are limited to 1080p, but the quality is fairly good and there's good stability thanks to OIS. The front camera is a 16-megapixel sensor that sometimes smoothens the face, but overall, selfies look well exposed, so I'm not complaining. Apart from this, like most modern-day Moto phones, this has no compromise in terms of connectivity. It supports 14 5G bands with support for VoNR, 3CA carrier aggregation, 4x4 MIMO, and there's Bluetooth 5.3. Look, the most impressive thing about the Moto G54 is that unlike a lot of phones in this price segment, this does not have any big major compromises. I mean, it looks really good, brings very solid performance, a good software experience, crazy good battery life, and it has all the features you want in this price segment, be it stereo speakers, an ultra-wide camera, a punch-hole display. And for 16K, this seems like one of the best 5G phones in this segment. Look, like always, I want to know from you, Moto G54 under 15K, what are your thoughts? Comment down below, and yeah, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos, and make sure that we hit the 3 million mark very soon. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.